Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another freestyle Unreal Engine Q&A live stream. My name's Kevin. We do these twice a week. Right now they're usually Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings, as it is Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Basically, this works just like it sounds. It's a Q&A about Unreal Engine, game development, virtual production, all of the tools, processes, pipelines, basically everything's fair game. Also, if you happen to be going through our pipeline or introduction to Python class for creatives, feel free. This is also open to hop and ask questions about your homework or anything like that if you have questions on that. Like I said, my name's Kevin. I currently work as a senior principal tech artist at Riot Games in R&D, which means I get to do a lot of really cool stuff at work. It also means that there's a lot of stuff that I don't get to do at work, and this is a great chance for me to be exposed to a bunch of those things, and also helps me learn about other disciplines and things like that. I definitely don't know everything, but I'm happy if I do know it. Obviously, we'll cover it, and I'm also happy to help stumble through it with you all. And at the very least, even if if there's something that stumps all of us together, the whole community, there's probably somebody I know specifically that can help us, and I'm happy to do some research and dig into that as well. So I went through all of our previous streams, as well as the Discord, YouTube, all of the social stuff. I did not see any questions as of yet, so the chats are open. Throw your questions in. If there are no questions, it's not a stress point. I just simply hang out and work on my own prototype that I'm working towards, but questions take priority. So if you have a question, interrupt me at any time. I'll even stop and ask occasionally to see, just to remind you all that questions take priority, and we're basically go from there. So with that, let's go ahead and hop into Unreal Engine and sort of pick up where we left off, and while we wait for questions. Now, where we left off was we were actually getting back into sort of more of a playable game. We were having some AI issues, which I believe we sort of settled and resolved. So let's just give this a play. And we had, that's what the other thing is. We had started enabling weapons again. So let's give this a shot. I'm actually gonna double check our stream while we're doing that. Okay, cool. All right, so I want to beat these guys to this gun. I did not beat them to the gun. They beat me to the gun. All right, let's see if we can. Oh. Whoa. All right, we hit our breakpoint. This is our usual first time breakpoint. Oh gosh, and I got killed as a result of it. All right, we're gonna try this again. All right, we got our pistol. That was a headshot. That's pretty accurate. Get his ammo. Okay, it's weird, but when oh, there we go. I got it. I was like, why am I not picking up this gun? Okay, I'm starting to do the headshot. Nope, I'm not getting the headshot thing there. Okay, I guess so. Alright, let's see what we got. Looks like we have a couple chats that have popped up. Good morning, 3DGP. How are you doing? Thanks for watching all those videos. Also, if you have specific requests at videos, feel free. Okay, if they've got a sword. Oh, does that block? Oh, look at that. I think I'm invincible to gunfire. Okay, so that's something we need to fix. Okay, two things, that's what we were fixing. Oh, we blocked that. Oh, smoked me. Okay, so a couple things we need to fix. First off, I'm invincible to gunfire if I'm blocking with the gun. That's probably not gonna work. So we need to see if there's a way for us to change our damage immunity. That is gonna be tricky. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's gonna be tricky. So let's take a look at our... That might even require some code changes. Let's see here. GE immunity, I believe it's inner immunity. This is immunity from parry, I believe we're using here. Let's take a look at our reference viewer. All right, what is happening is this is being used in our parry. So we have a greatsword parry and our parry. It's being used in both. Now right now, what this does is it gives me a gameplay damage immunity tag. Okay. And what is the gameplay damage immunity tag? That gets put in from the game mode, from evade, from parry, and during the warm-up. Interesting. It's just a tag. Well, I can tell you, I think we're going to need a different tag for melee immunity. Basically, that's one thing we're going to need. Let's see if we can find our damage calculation. To do that, we're going to have to jump into everybody's favorite place, code. So there is a damage execution. All right, and I'm going to just walk you through this. This won't be as I know that a lot of people don't find the code as exciting, but it's good to understand how this works, especially if you're going to be using the Lyra project, because I'm not sure how you could even use the Lyra project without going into code at some point. But here we go. So here's our execute implementation. I believe this is what we're looking for. Let me just do a double check. Yes. Okay. So let's walk through this. And it's one of the great things about code, even if you don't know C++ or scripting or anything, is generally if it's written well, you can probably follow along just by reading it. All right. So what this is going to do is we're getting a bunch of tags here. So we have our source tags and our target tags, and then we are we're attempting to calculate the captured magnitude from our health, our shield, and our base damage. Okay, and then we're getting the level, the damage multiplication level, the effect causer, so that's who's doing it, the hit actor, we have our impact locations, our normal, our start traces. We're just reading through it right now. I'm not trying to solve anything yet. Calculation of the hit actor, surface, zone, and distance all rely on whether the calculation has hit or result or not. Effects just being added directly without having the target will always come in without a hit result. Okay, cool. So here's our hit result. These are our impact locations. Then we have target ability system component. Impact location, so that's getting an impact location again. Then we have our team subsystem and our damage interaction allowed multiplier. That's interesting. Okay, so this is, so can the team, within the team subsystem, can the team subsystem cause damage? Distance, it's just gonna get our distance. And then this is the physical material attenuation. This is actually this, we looked into this once, many streams ago. This is actually, many streams ago, that's kind of funny. This is the use of physical materials to allow for different parts of the body to get different damage effects, which is kind of wild. More distance. Here we go. So we have base damage, damage level, distance attenuation, physical material attenuation, and damage interaction allowed multiplier. Then we have our amount shielded, and then we execute. Okay, so we basically just walked through the damage execution, and our damage done is effectively going to be here. The interesting thing here though is I don't see, actually no, we're missing something. We're missing our immunity. I didn't see anything in here about the gameplay effect for immunity. Interesting. So we're missing that. That's what we need to find. We need to find. I wonder if that's part of the base damage. Let's see. Base damage. Go to definition. Scope aggregates. We may be looking in the wrong place for this. There's no other tags that are applied here. This is a gameplay effect. Huh. This is done in code. The attribute, is there an attribute that's being specified here? No, this is just global immunity. There's no specific, there's no specific thing. So we basically need to find, okay, let's do this. There's another way we can figure this out. Let's go, let's simplify our setup. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go down to one enemy and myself. And they're going to pick up the gun because it's the only enemy. I am going to run forward and block, and then we'll put a breakpoint in. We'll put a breakpoint in the code. If you're new to coding, this is just like putting a breakpoint in your blueprints, except it's text instead. So let's just give it a shot because I want to see if base damage is 0. Hold up, we got a question though. 3DGP. Is all enemy AI based on the behavior tree, or is it both blueprint and behavior tree? That's a really good question. It sort of depends on how you interpret the word AI. So if we take a look, let's just take a look at our behavior trees, for example, and a couple of examples that might be different than that. So if we take a look at our enemy behavior tree, generally speaking, our behavior trees are actually split up right now into multiple sections. So you'll notice that we have, I'll just open them all. Because starting with Unreal Engine 5-ish, there's a whole lot of ability to use subtrees. And in the subtrees, that applies to anim blueprints. You can use linked anim blueprints, all kinds of stuff. So this is actually broken up for ease. Just as a quick overview, basically the way this behavior tree comes through, the behavior tree itself controls the flow. So through a series of sequences and decisions, if you already know about behavior trees, it will decide where to go within the behavior tree. Now, For example, here's a strategize. This is where the enemies decide whether or not, enemies and allies actually decide whether they're going to attack, defend, what they're going to do based on the settings. Then they have all kinds of stuff they do with strategizing, finding enemies, checking ammo, all that kind of stuff. And then based on all of that, in this particular case, from an overall, bird's eye view standpoint, they will either fight, flee, or patrol. Now, what's the other half? So all of that is controlled by the behavior tree, but there are things that I don't know if you consider them part of the behavior tree or not. But so, for example, the task for, let's see here, shooting, for example, if we are looking at our fight behavior tree, there isn't actually a task for shooting. There is a behavior tree service that does the attack. That is sort of part of behavior trees, but it's there in that. Now, there's other things though that aren't. For example, when the enemy decides to jump, as an example, that's not actually controlled by the behavior tree. So the characters navigate, there are aspects of the character's navigation that are not actually controlled by the behavior tree. So for example, the behavior tree may say, go to this spot, but the behavior tree does not determine how it gets there, the navigation it uses to get there, it may or may not determine whether it jumps in certain situations. A lot of that is also controlled in the animation blueprint. So it sort of depends specifically what we're talking about as far as behavior trees and how inclusive you want that to be. So I'm trying to think. I think you can actually build a character that will follow you around without using a behavior tree is another way to answer that as well. So what you would do is in the character's tick, for example, you could just have it find an enemy and then move to a position that's close by. So I don't know if that helps, but it sort of depends. But yes, behavior trees are a huge part of it, but it's not the only thing that determines how your AI reacts. I think the other big piece of it too is your anim blueprint, and that's going to do a lot of determining how your blends, what your character is going to do, whether it's in air or not, and so on. So hopefully that helps with that. Okay, so we are going back to this. Did that answer your question, 3DGP? Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here and I'm just going to hold parry. Hopefully he picks up a gun. Oh, he doesn't know I'm here yet. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. Did he shoot me? And I just missed it? Let's continue. Okay, I think he shot me. All right, so here we go. Now, just like we do with blueprints, we're just going to step through this because we want to see what's happening. So we have a spec, and if we mouse over it, there's going to be different attributes. I'm just curious. Okay, we're getting our tags here, a bunch of tags. So our source tags, that's the enemy, and the enemy was crouching when they shot me. So you can kind of see what's happening. You can just read it. It was a ladder player. They were walking, the status of the crouching, gameplay effects, etc. Target tags. This is the one I'm interested in. Do I see I have this gameplay damage immunity on me? This is me. I'm the target because the enemy shot me, so I'm the target for that character. All right, current health we're setting to 0. We're executing that. So my current health is 200. My current shield is 10. So I still have 10 shield left. Base damage 20. Okay. Interesting. Spec level 1. Damage level molt is 1. We're just hard coding that, I guess. I'm not going to worry about these hit actors, etc. We're going to do impact normals and all those kinds of things. Current hit result. This is going to be things like locations, distances, normals, all those kinds of things. It's cool. We're going to get our impact locations. Okay, here we go. That's our target ability system. We don't need that. Apply rules for team damage, self-damage, etc. This is why good comments in your code and your blueprints, because it's really just kind of visual scripting, are important so that somebody like me can read it. So we're getting our damage interaction allowed multiplier. We're setting it to 0. We have a hit actor. We have a team subsystem. And our damage interaction allowed multiplier is 1. So basically what just happened there is it compared the teams, said they were different, and this is basically friendly fire or not. All right, we have our distance, we have our origin, the distance is 819 units, physical material attenuation, distance attenuation, all those kinds of things. These should all be 1. Oh, 2. He must have hit me in a more vital part. Distance attenuation is 1. Distance attenuation is still 1. All right, here we go. Damage done. So base damage is 20. Damage molt is 1. Distance attenuation is 1. Physical material, etc. These are all 1. Current shield minus damage done. So amount shielded is negative. What? Current shield is 10. Damage done is 40. Oh, that's interesting. So this is going to knock out our shield. Wait. If amount shielded is greater than 0, it's not. Okay. So our damage done is going to be... okay. So we're going to get rid of our shield, then we're going to set our damage done. So our damage done right now is 30. So we are trying to do damage. So I think we need to know where we're going after this. Let's take a look at our call stack. So out, execute, output, add output modifier. This is to the health attribute. And we're doing damage done, additive. And this is a gameplay additive. Can we step into this? So according to the damage execution, we are doing damage. So our damage oh, it's in the gameplay effect execution calculation. Okay, so there's got to be something in gameplay effect executions that is causing that. So we're kind of looking in a different place. Okay, so we used a tag. Basically what we found is our damage immunity is not being blocked by our damage execution. It's being blocked by our gameplay effect. It's being blocked by, what did we call that? That was our gameplay effect execution. We're gonna have to do some digging into that. But what we might be able to do is okay, so this is damage immunity. Right now, they are shooting at us. We have damage immunity. But it's specific kind of damage immunity. It's interesting. How does the system know what damage immunity means? That's a tag that we created. Here we go. 3D GP. If you can make a video showing the change of the target indicator on the enemy when you aim at it. I mean, we did. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me make sure I understand this, because we did do something like that, and I want to make sure we did that in one of our streams. So actually, I'm going to spawn 2 enemies instead of 1. Okay, so basically what we've got here is, you'll notice that, see the little crosshair on that guy that shows up? I can actually change who that's on. So right now it's following him. You can kind of see it on his character. If I come over here, if I press the caps lock key, oh, I need to be close enough. I can change that targeting to go to the other character. So right now it's on the other character. See how it's switching back and forth? So there's that like white crosshair. That's actually quite difficult to see, but you can see it here, it's popping back and forth. Is that the kind of targeting thing you're talking about? Because that's on our targeting component. Let's see if we can make that more obnoxious. Targeting component. Our targeting component is here. And basically what we're doing is we are doing our spear trace, set the actor location. And the actor location that we're setting is we're using a reticle. Here's our targeting actor. Our targeting actor is a reticle that uses a widget, and our widget is this target lock widget. This target lock widget is currently white, and I'm wondering if we can make this a lot more visible, because I'm noticing it's actually quite difficult to read in bright lights. So here's the image. Here we go. We can tint this. Let's go 100 in red. Did that actually change that? Widget 3D pass through one-sided. This is the material that's on it. Hold on, let's see if that changed. I don't know if that tint changed it. Let's see. No, it's still white. Okay, so let's duplicate this material. And let's change this to targeting. Reticle. Widget. 3D one-sided. Let's open that up. Let's change this to red. Tint. Let's go 100. Oh, that's quite crazy. All right, let's just try straight red. And we're going to assign that to this guy. Oh, we forgot to connect our perforce. Okay, so let's see if we got our red reticle now. Interesting. I don't see. Oh, there it is. No, it's still white. What? Is that still white? Interesting. I wouldn't think that changing the color of this thing would be so fun. This is an image. The image. Image size. We have a tent. Oh, interesting. So that turned that red. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. I think the red's easier to read. I think that red is easier to read. So there's two parts to this, I guess. There's the outer part and the inner part. I didn't realize that. If we tint this red, can I go 100? Will this thing glow? Let's see. No. But that's okay. I can definitely read that better. Okay, cool. So that's the, so we kind of did a setup of a targeting reticle. I don't know if that's what you were looking for though. I'm also curious if we change back to our pass through, if we still stay red. Yep, we're still red. Okay, so cool. All right, we'll keep it red. And we need to connect to our source control real quick. What we're looking for is, oh, we gotta log in to source control. For forced. So, check out. And then back here, I don't need this red one. We're gonna delete this. Hopefully that doesn't crash. Okay, cool. So, all right. So the question is, 3DGP, what is that the kind of targeting indicator you're talking about? And if so, what is it specifically about that I can potentially help answer questions around? The general gist is it's a widget that's attached to an actor that gets attached to the character that you're targeting. And because it's a widget, it's in screen space, so it's currently always flat to camera. And then for us, and this is, I guess, it depends on how it's set up, but in our case, that is actually set up as a component that is on your character. And if there are enemies, that will draw if you're a player, I believe it is. So if there's any questions around that I can dig into, let me know. I'm pretty sure we built that targeting component maybe during a live stream, but we could go back and find it. I think I'd have to look at where it is, but that's how that works. The damage immunity thing is interesting. So let's try something here. There has got to be somewhere where damage immunity is damage community looked at. Current project, damage immunity, find all. Here we go. So this is where the tag gets created. This is in the tags. So when you create tags in Unreal Engine as part of the gameplay ability system, they get usually dropped in an INI file. Okay. And then gameplay damage immunity. Here we go. Pre-gameplay effect execute. If data target has matching gameplay tag, gameplay damage immunity, and B is damage from self-destruct, data.evaluated equals 0. This is it. We found it. Ah, okay, so hold up. 3DGP is hooking us up with some more questions. Let's go back. So for those of you on Twitch, for example, enlarging the cursor size and changing the color when identify the enemy target. Okay, full disclosure, UI is super rough for me, but let's see, what time is it? Let's see if we can try to do that here. Let's see if we can try to, I can try to show you how that works. Okay, so first things first, we have our widget. Let's go to our target lock. And what we're going to do is, let's say that, let's do this. Let's go to here, let's go red. Well, let's keep it simple, okay? And what we're going to do is, let's do an animation. Let's see if we can remember how to do an animation. So there's elimination, which, this is wild. I guess this is left over. Oh, I see. Okay, I don't think we're using this. Fine, let's check in the graph. This is because we copied this reticle from another one. So here's our two animations. This is our event graph. So here's what we're gonna do. This is inherited from user widget. Oh, interesting. There's no functions defined in here. I guess we got rid of them all. Hold on, I want to just double check this relative to our other widgets. That's for the sword. Let's look at the pistol. Here's our reticle for the pistol. Okay, they have this cool X in here, which is great. And then if we look, here we go. So looking at our pistol, we have our construct, we have our tick. That's our weapon spread visualization. Then they have this eliminate, and they have ADS. Okay, cool. So here's what happens. When you want something to change on a UI element, you basically can trigger an animation. Okay, and a good example of this is the reticle for the guns. What happens is, if we look at the designer for this, you'll notice this reticle is made up of different parts. If we look at the aim down the sights version of this, you see how this reticle shrinks? It may be hard to see. Let me make that bigger. So what happens is, there's an animation here that basically shrinks this reticle. Okay, and all it's doing is it's scaling the height and width. But by default, this animation is not playing. There's also an elimination one. The elimination is this big X. Okay? So what happens is, when the game system, all of the programming, blueprinting, and everything that we want happens, tells this reticle that, for example, let's say that you get a new target, and in Lyra you right click to basically aim down the sights. What's going to happen is, somebody somewhere is going to call this aim down sights event for this reticle. And what that is going to do is it's generally going to play the aim down the sight's animation. Now, interestingly enough, this is disconnected for the pistol, which is weird. This also has a weapon spread visualization that is happening here as well. So for us, let's go ahead and go back to designer. We have an elimination, but we don't have an option. Good morning, Daryl. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Okay, so if we're looking in designer, the way this is working is, okay, so this X, let's see if we can steal this. So this is crosshairs, I believe. Not the crosshairs. Target dot elimination marker. Nope. What? Marker edge mask. Yeah, this is our elimination marker. Okay, and the elimination marker is whoa. It's having a hard time finding that. Are we not showing engine content? I'm just looking for this. Wow, that's wild. It's not finding it. All right, elimination. Here we go. Here's our elimination marker. Okay. I don't know if the chat history's up, but 3D was asking how we can 3DGP, actually my mistake, was asking how we can animate a reticle. So basically, let's do this. What we're going to do is we're going to add, let's duplicate our target dot, and we're going to change this to an elimination marker. Okay. And let's make it 100 by 100. Okay, so let's make it, let's say this is, okay, so it's 100 by 100 right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that when you switch targets, when you basically switch over to a target, it'll do a strobe basically to help draw your attention to the fact that your target has changed. So the first thing that we're going to do, if we can even just look at this as an example, this elimination marker, size, image, draws image, no tile, padding, let's check our graph. When they construct this, are they setting, listen for gameplay messages, here we go. They're listening for an elimination. They're listening for the asynchronous ADS here. Then they're doing the ADS, and here's the eliminate. And the eliminate is going to animate that marker. Okay, so that's that. And then all we need to do is figure out where they're setting the default state. And I think they may just be doing it here in the designer, and I'm just missing it. Because this is not currently drawing. So is volatile. Padding is a variable. It's not a variable. Visible. It's not hit testable. All right, well, let's just do it our way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with it's so weird to me with that. I'm not even sure how that works, but okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll set this to render. There's a couple different ways we could do this. We could either start with the scale as 1 or 0. visibility. So we make that hidden. So this is going to start hidden. So to double check that, theoretically that targeting reticle should be there just right off the bat. So it's not there. So as an example, if we go back and we change this, we take our, first off, let's just call this, let's name this target acquired. So we're going to name that target acquired, and then we're going to change back our dude, where did we change that? To visible. So now, just to double check that we're changing the right thing, we're just going to double check that that shows up. So we have that giant X on them, right? Okay, so now all we need to do is animate that. All right, so what we're going to do back here is we're going to go into our target reticle, and we're going to add an animation. We'll call it target acquired. New animation. Oh, I guess we can't call it target acquired because we have a widget called target acquired. So, anim target acquired. Okay, so that works. Cool. So then what we need to do is we need to take this guy. We need to add a track for target acquire, and in the track we're going to do. Let's do transform, and we're going to make it do a little bit of scaling. So first we'll key the beginning. And then let's go to 2. Okay, so what's going to happen is as this play, the animation is going to go really big, and we can go, let's go really big. It'll be fun. So boom, boom, let's go 4. It's gonna go really big, really fast. And then we're going to pop back, just, you know, animation wise, let's pop back to 2. And then let's just slowly fade it out, down to back to 0. So what this is going to do is it's gonna boom, and then shrink back. So that's just a quick, quick animation, a good placeholder for what we're trying to do. Okay, we could also set the visibility. We could also add a track to, we don't even need to do that. All right, so what's gonna happen is we're not gonna see this play when we start. So when we start, if we go back and we chase down our enemies again. So it's not playing, it's not actually doing anything. So now we need to trigger the animation to play. So that's where the event graph comes in. So in here in our event graph, we are going to do, let's create a new event. And the event that we're going to create, sorry, I'm just flicking around just to, yeah, this is going to be add an event. We're going to add a custom event. Oh my goodness, we are so far away. And our custom event, we're going to do event target acquired visual. Okay, and then we can just from there take our anim target acquired, and we can do play animation. Actually, I think we want play animation forward. Oh, we should probably do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is, so let's check to see if an animation is playing first. Is animation playing? And then what we're going to do is, based on that, I'm going to hold B and left click. That's going to pop up a branch node for me. So first let's do the trip. So what we'll do is we'll stop the animation. And then if it's false, we're going to play animation forward. Playback speed 1. So if it's false, we're going to play forward. And if it's true, if it's, I'm sorry, yeah, if it's false, like if it's not playing, we're going to start playing. If it is playing, we're going to stop it, and then we're going to start playing. So that way, either way, we're going to stop it. So we can, every time we acquire a new target, that's going to happen. And then let's just, as a sanity check, see if they've done, oh, they do set the current time. Okay, we should do that too then. So because the playhead is too far forward, let's set the current time to 0. And then I'm going to control click this to drag it so that I don't have to reconnect all those pins. We're going to drop this down here. Okay, so we now have an event that theoretically will play an animation. Now we just need to trigger it. How do we trigger it? Well, I have an idea for that. So in our targeting component, we have an initialize, right? We have this tick. We get that. Multi-sphere trace. Set the actor. Cycle target index. I believe when we do this, we're changing our target. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so let's just double check our shooter mannequin, I believe it is. Shooter man. So in our shooter mannequin, what we're doing is we are looking for the caps lock key. Basically, input action evade, power attack, jump, evade, parry, cycle target. So cycle target, all cycle target does is cycles our target index. Now, I'm going to do this in our targeting. What I want to do is I want to tell the widget that when we cycle the target to start that animation. So let's see here. This is changing our ability. Here's our reticle and possible targets. That should be it. Should be all we need to do. Let's see if this is going to work. So if our reticle, oh, there's a way we could, oh, we could also auto detect this. So when we initialize our reticle, we check that we're a player, and then we set the visibility of the reticle to be the new visibility. And then what's happening is on tick, if the reticle is valid, and we're still shooting, we get our controller, we clear it, we're clearing our possible targets. Then we go through and we check all of the characters. And then once we do that, we go through for, let's see here. If we get a hit, we're going to go through, we're going to check this, make sure it's on the enemy team, and we're going to add that to our possible targets. And then once we've done that, we're going to, when that for loop is completed, we're going to go through all of our possible targets, and we're going to use our current target index, and we're going to set that as our target actor. And then if that target actor is valid, we're going to set our reticle to not be hidden and change this to target active. Now, what we could do here is we could do checks to see if our target index has changed, for example, by storing our previous one, etc., and actually using the reticle and calling the reticle here. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do it because that's going to be a little more work. So let's just do it when we cycle our target index. And what's going to happen is we're going to take our reticle, and because this reticle is a B melee target actor, we should be able to drag off of this and get our event. So what was the name of our event? Target acquired visual. Except it's not showing up there. B melee targeting actor. B melee targeting actor. Oh, okay. We need one more. We're one step removed because the actor is the one that holds the widget. We need an event on this actor as well. So let's do that. Let's do this. We're gonna add a custom event. This is gonna be super straightforward and simple. Target acquired. We should name this event target acquired. And what we're going to do is with this widget, we're going to, it doesn't know that is a double. Are you kidding me? Oh, I thought this was going to be easy. I forgot about this. We got to cast this to target. Oh man. We have to right now it doesn't know that there's a target. It doesn't know that this is the widget class that we're using. So we need to figure out a way to get a handle. Cast to reticle target lock. Let's try this. And then as a event target acquired visual. Okay, let's see if that's gonna work. Warning. This is always gonna fail. And this is all because it doesn't, all right, hold on a second. Get widget. We need to get the widget class. We've done this before. We just need to find where it is. There's another way to do this. I'd rather not do it that way, but we could do it. Get the widget. Cast to this. Compile. Okay, let's try that. So if the widget is there, then we're going to do this. The other way we could have done this is we could set up the whole listeners and broadcast messages and stuff like that, but let's not do that right now. So compile this, save this. Let's go back to, oh, we need to check that out. Let's go back to this. And then where were we? We were recycling our target, reticle. Event target. Wait, what? Hold up a second. This is a... Are you kidding me? I have to cast this? I shouldn't have to cast this. This is a B melee targeting actor. This is a B melee targeting event target acquired. I love it when stuff like this happens. B melee targeting actor type. Call. This should be showing up right here in the events. What in the world is going on? This is an actor component. That gets attached to the actor. Hold on a second. We are casting the reticle, we're setting our reticle, we're initializing the reticle. When we initialize the reticle, we get it, we set visible, we set it as visible. And we're spawning this actor, and the actor we're spawning is this reticle. All right. Cast to, what are we trying to cast this to? Melee. Why can't I cast this? Oh, look, we're literally one step away from getting this to work. And for some reason, our reticle, which is a B melee targeting actor, B melee target actor, and it's an object reference. Oh wait. Oh no, that's context sensitive. I can't cast it to the target. Have a good one, Daryl. I can't actually cast it to the target. We may have to go about this a different way. What a bummer. This is a B melee targeting acquired actor. That is a B melee targeting acquired actor. Wow. Cast to actor. Cast to actor. Cast to melee. It's like it doesn't know something. There's something weird about this. This is an actor. We should be able to cast to this. Is this one of those shooter core content and this component lives where? Components. Is this because our melee targeting actor is part of our game feature plugin and we can't cast to it because it's not in there? That would be wild. Okay, let's do this. Let's move this. This is in weapons shared. But right now, I'm going to move this to, just to test that, I'm just going to move this to components. Okay. Shared. And I want to see the redirectors that are in here. Actually, let's just fix up the redirectors in here. Okay, so in our components. Cool. And then our targeting component. Let's compile this. So cast this to target. No, that didn't work. Oh, there it is. It did work. Oh my goodness. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, all that. It looks like, I guess something happened, because I don't remember in earlier versions of Unreal Engine 5 that it was smart enough to realize you couldn't cast to things that are like that. Struggle a little bit. Casting's always fun. But let's see if we can call our event now. Event target acquired. Here we go. Finally, after all of that, if we press the caps lock key, we should theoretically see our target acquired play. So, yep, did you see that? If I press caps, it kind of flashed. So caps, you can see it, and I change. Now the interesting thing is, there's something interesting about how it's happening. Hold on, let's see if I can I do two things at once here? Interesting, so it's only flash, there we go, it flashed on that one. The timing of it's weird, but it is working-ish. So I think we can skip the cast as well. So what's going to happen is, no matter what, it should play this. This may have actually exposed a flaw in our targeting. So let's just... What's happening is that worked. Oh, that changed without me even doing anything. So I'm just pressing caps lock key to have that happen. Oh, interesting. So what's happening is, and this isn't because our animation is not playing. Our animation is playing just fine. So when I press caps, it plays. If I press caps again, it plays. Still playing. There's a bug in our logic. We just need to figure out what it is. So when we come back, it's not playing when I switch back, which is weird. So if we're on a character and I switch to the other one, and it stays on that one, that worked. Every now and then it doesn't play when I switch. Like right there, it did not play. It's interesting. So let's see here. Event target acquired. Event target acquired. Okay, so first off, let's do this. Let's do play animation. Playing anim. Oh, we're running a little bit over, but I want to wrap this up a little bit for you, 3D GP. Okay, so if I, first off, just looking at them, you'll notice it doesn't actually print. Like it's switching, but it's not printing because it's not doing anything. So the only time it does the animation is when I press caps lock. So if I press caps lock, it played the animation. Playing animation. Oh. Interesting. So what's happening is when it plays the animation, okay, that was the one that it didn't do it. On the way back, it didn't play the animation. So that switch back, it didn't play. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So we're coming in here, we're playing the animation. Is the animation playing? We're stopping it. Why would we ever do anything? Why wouldn't we always just like, why are we even doing this? Why not just stop the animation no matter what, set the animation time to 0 and then play it? I feel like I don't understand why we need to stop it. Alright. Where's your buddy? Oh, he's hiding over here. He's playing smart. Every now and then when I switch back, it's not playing that animation. We just need to figure out why. Why is that not playing on that one? Target acquired. Anim target acquired. I need to do something here. And I need to be able to see that it's actually happening each time. So we're going to make one of these. We're going to make a linear color. And we're just going to do, let's random float in range 0 to 1 RGB with an alpha of 1. So every time we come in here, this is going to print a different thing. Alright, so that's animation. Where'd your buddy go? Okay, so. Okay, hold on, man. Because they're running around with guns, they're playing smart, and I need them not to be smart right now. So let's get rid of our guns. Just to make this easier to debug. And then let's go. Alright, so we've got our crosshair up. Our buddies know where we are. Alright, now, when I switch, animation, 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 animation. So it thinks it's playing the animation, but it's not actually playing the animation. So like when I switch, I can see it Whenever I switch to this character, it doesn't play the animation. But it says it is. Like, it's clearly printing it. If I wait long enough. Oh, look at that. It's a speed thing. If I go too fast, if I go slow enough, so hold on there. There. No? Slow is better. It's still not perfect. Like, that is clearly not playing. Bind event to animation started, get the end time, get the start time. Animation. Reverse the animation. Play animation time range. We have a playback speed. Pause the animation, play the animation forward. What does restore state do? Restores widgets to their pre-animated state when the animation stops. Sure, let's do that too. We're setting the current time, we're stopping the animation. Interesting. It's pretty consistent, depending on the speed at which I'm going. Ultimately though, yeah, this is working now. It hasn't missed yet if I go slower. It's when I go fast that it gets lost. Okay, so this is working. There is some kind of thing where if it doesn't finish, it's not getting set. But if I go the speed that is slower than the animation speed, it's definitely better. Okay, so let's do a couple things here. First off, let's just speed up our animation as a whole. Okay, so that'll make it faster. And then I want to see if target acquired. Let's do this. I don't think we need these prints. We know this is happening, it's just not doing what we're expecting. Stop. Reset. No reset anim. Current time 0. Let's add a new function here. Let's create a new event. Add event. Event on animation, on animation started. Oh, interesting. Okay. Event reset target acquired. All right, what we're going to do here is we're going to set this to 0. And we're going to stop playing. We're going to do both of these. I'm going to stop the animation. And then in here, we shouldn't even have to do this. Like, this should just not be a thing. Let's just skip all of this. We're going to do this in 2 steps now. And that's just going to play the animation forward. Okay, and then back here in our mailing target actor, when we get this target acquired, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stop the animation. Oh, interesting. Compile this. Oh no, it's called reset, that's why. What? Reset target. What is that called? Event reset target acquired. Compile. Event target acquired. Event reset target. Why is this happening again? Set the current time of the animation. The widget does not change the state. Target is user cosmetic. This is only for cosmetic, no gameplay. Yeah, that's fine. I just don't understand why. There's something funky about the code hinting in Unreal Engine this time around. Because this is a W reticle target lock. We've casted W reticle target lock. We should be able to do. We should be able to see our events in here. But I don't see it. I don't even see the other one that we had. On view target, on reset, actor begin overlap. Like I can't even see this target acquired. Here we go, call function. Do we need to do this as a function? Is that why? Maybe that's what it is. Hold on, let's try something here. Reset target acquired. Compile that guy. Now if we go back to our actor, can I reset? Nope, doesn't show there either. What a punk. Like, how is this even showing right now? Call in editor. Compile. Nope. Nope. Alright, something's weird with the casting. I'm not sure what's going on, but generally speaking, that is it. That generally speaking, all you're doing is you're animating your widget and you're calling your widget to when you need it to. What we could do is we could take a look at, for example, these are custom events like this eliminate and ADS. Somehow these are being called. Playback speed. They're doing the exact same thing we're doing. There's no difference. Where's this being called from? So this is in the shotgun, rifle, etc. Health bar. This is the health bar as well. The eliminate is called from within this reticle. Oh, interesting. Look at this. They are doing this differently. They're listening for the gameplay message, a verb message. Of what message are they listening for? Exact match. Basically, they're just looking for, here we go. They're listening for the gameplay messages, a message of ADS. And this is in the reticle for the rifle. Interesting. Maybe there's a thing that we have to do where we do have to listen to messages. It seems weird that we were able to call our event target acquired here. And I can't even get the event to show up anymore. I don't trust this. All right, we're doing one more thing. We're gonna save everything and we're gonna restart. And then we've got to call this a wrap because I've got to go to the day job. The bottom line is our animation is playing. That's generally the way it works. You have your widget, you do the animation, you call the animation to play whenever you want it. How we trigger that, that's a whole other thing. But this weird casting thing that's happening right now, I think it's happening as a result of all of Lyra. The way Lyra is set up is it's set up as a whole bunch of game feature plugins. It's the only thing I can think of. So here's our targeting. This is our target acquired. This is that. No, it doesn't even show up now. There's just no way. Oh, I don't want to do that. I can't even cast a W reticle right here. Like, why not? How did I even get this? So weird. Oh, wait a second. This may be the exact same thing. This Reticle target lock, where's this live? In the plugin. Oh my goodness. I feel like we could potentially pull this out of here. Just move this here for right now. Okay. And then let's go in weapon sword. Let's fix up our redirectors. Let's check out that. Then let's go back to our components. Let's take a look at this again. So we can cast the target lock now. That's cool. And can we... Hold on, we are already cast a target lock. Look at that. Now it shows up. What in the world is going on? Alright, so let's just reset. Let's just try this like this. We'll reset this. And we'll go. So there's definitely something different about the way the context sensitivity is working with plugins that I just don't remember it doing before. Alright, so back to the original point of this, which was to try to see if resetting it first did the trick. Okay. Looks pretty good. There's a weird thing where it's double playing sometimes. I think it would also be cool if it... So the overall point here, hopefully this was helpful, 3DGP. The overall point here is you basically have a Reticle, you have some kind of widget, you create an animation on it, and then once you have the animation, you can trigger that animation from, theoretically, all kinds of different things that happen during gameplay. So right now, this is being triggered by me actually acquiring a new target. I think what should happen, I think the better way for this to work for me personally in this situation is when the target actually changes. So what I could store is, like, for example, we have our target actor, and we basically go through on the tick. We get our possible targets. We get the target index. When we set this target actor, what we could do here is simply, if we get the target actor, if it's not equal to this actor, what we're going to do, if it's false, we're just going to come in here. If this is true, I think theoretically what we want to do is we want to do this. We want to call this target acquired over here. So what's going to happen now is when it comes in to set the target actor, if the current target actor is not the same as the one that it's going to set it to, it should play that animation automatically. So that's switching now. I'm not pressing caps. So basically, whenever it's switching, it's playing that animation for free. Now there's still a case where it's when it switches, I can still also control it by simply like walking, by using my hotkey for it. I think there's still a case that's happening here. I think there's something happening with our reticle in general that's causing that to, it's causing it to not be sticky. So for example, I'm expecting, like I wouldn't have expected that to switch like that when that other character walked up. I don't expect it to switch when I just rotate like this, because I'm not actually asking it to. I have picked this target for a reason, and I don't want that to change just by rotating my viewport. I could see an argument both ways, but this is more of a targeting issue that I need to kind of sort out. But overall, you can see that the animation is playing now, and it looks like a lot of our casting issues and everything like that were seem to be a result, and I'm not 100% on this. Seem to be a result of the plugin structure and setup. So, but we need to wrap up for today because I have got to get to the day job. So, good questions, 3DGP. Thanks for hopping in. That's great. Daryl, I know that you took off, but it was good seeing you again. Everybody else who's hanging out in the wings and so on, feel free. Remember, the priority here is your questions. Whatever I'm doing, I pause, I break, I answer your questions. If you like what we're doing here, tell your friends. If you have friends who are also learning about Unreal and they have questions, don't let them bang their heads against the wall alone. Have them hop in and we will bang our heads against the wall together and see if we can figure out the stuff that they're working on. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your week. The next stream, I'll put it on the schedule, is going to be Sunday, and then we do have a week off. So we have one more stream Sunday before I'm taking a week off. And as always, if you have questions, throw those in the comments of this video. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next stream. Feel free to hop in Discord too. There's a questions channel in Discord. And Alex, I didn't even know you were here. It's good to see you, Alexander. The project is going slow. You know, at an hour on Sundays and Wednesdays, it's going to be a long time making this game. I hope your project's going all right too. So take it easy, everybody. Have a great weekend. Catch you in the next stream. Later.